You've probably heard the saying before that old dogs can't learn new tricks. In the world of gaming, I'm well on my way to being an old dog. But that isn't stopping me from learning a whole new repertoire of tricks by learning how to play Valorant. Now I'm sure you're wondering, why would somebody in their late 20s decide to start learning a Valorant, a game that's been out for years, now? I don't think that's an unreasonable question to ask. But by the end of this video, I think you'll understand why I've embarked on this journey. And if you haven't learned this game yet, I think there's a good chance that after watching this video, you may want to. If you already play Valorant, let me know what your experience has been like learning the game. No matter what rank you are, I'm open to suggestions on how to learn it more efficiently.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
My name's Jack, aka JackDaddy on this channel and Pecorn Dog elsewhere. But all of that aside, I've been a gamer since a very young age. I had the opportunity to play on PCs and do some flight simulators since I was about 4 years old. And I got super into those. I was a big World War II nerd back as a child, and I loved World War II aircraft. So all the games I played back then were really about that until I got the PlayStation 1 and eventually Crash Bandicoot opened my eyes to other types of games aside from flight simulators. And it's been just a spiral since then, but I think a spiral in a positive direction. I've always found learning new games and kind of working through a learning curve, learning a new skill set and thinking strategically about games to be really enjoyable and rewarding. And so with that being said, I will say that I did totally neglect Valorant when it came into the scene, and I've also neglected esports, which I'll talk about coming up. But in terms of the gaming industry, we had the best growing up. Being a late 90s baby, I got to grow up where consoles were developing and evolving over every couple of years. The Halos got released. That was one of the biggest impacts in my life. I still read the Halo books to this day, and I love to replay the games. The Call of Duty franchise blew up during my childhood. It became very regular for our friends to have consoles or save up to get consoles. I remember my first Xbox I bought by saving up aluminum cans and turning those into recycling centers until I could get the first Xbox. So it was an awesome time to be a gamer, and it's continued to grow since. And gaming has been a big part of my life, mostly casually, but I've definitely been a big time gamer. Now fast forward to close to the present day, about 4 years ago, I got a chance to work at the high school that I actually went to. Now this channel isn't affiliated with any other organization. It's purely private opinions and takes, so we're not going to mention the school by name and or the team, but I got a chance to work there, and since then have been able to found an esports program, which kind of opened the door into learning Valorant.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Now, being an educator, I ask students to push themselves to learn, right? I have to ask them to challenge themselves or take on challenges provided. They have to be comfortable getting out of their comfort zone to grow. And this can be a super challenging process, getting outside of one's comfort zone, but it's a major key to facilitate growth. Now, with that being said, working hard to battle through the learning curve of Valorant is definitely a struggle. When we got an esports program up and running, at first we tried to run a Rocket League team and that kind of fell apart, but then one of the titles that our league was involved in is Valorant. And we had some kids come together, and thank God we were blessed with some great students who really knew the game well and wanted to set up everyone else for success. And we've just been able to run with it. Now, I will say it's very hard to work through the learning curve of Valorant. It's definitely a struggle and something that I was super nervous about. When you're supposed to be the coach, right? You're supposed to be an expert about something, but that's just not the reality of a lot of developing esports. And hopefully, if your school or area doesn't have an esports team, do not let that hold you back, because you can learn it with enough time and dedication. You'll be fine. But to say I didn't get nervous about playing it, especially in front of the kids and on the team, would be a lie. I was nervous. And you know what? I also stream. I was nervous to even stream it. For months, I've been playing Call of Duty and only a few other games, but as soon as I decided to stream Valorant, my hands were sweating like it was the first time streaming. I mean, I couldn't believe it. My confidence was shaking, and I wondered, am I about to lose the respect of some of the members of a program that I've worked really hard for years to build and make reality? You know, after all, isn't the coach supposed to be that expert like I talked about before? But then I thought about my life experience. Now, I've stepped into many roles before, underqualified for almost all of them. Whether it be as a student, an employee, an investor, an educator, an announcer at football games, in coaching without the traditional training a coach should have, I decided it's time to embrace the grind. And that's something I'm really happy that I did. Now, since embracing the grind, I've still got a mountain to climb, which I'll talk about in a minute, but I was completely missing out on some great things. First of all, the game is super enjoyable. Learning it has been fun. I've got a handful of friends that I've been friends with for a long time, like Pappy's World and J Hands stepping in and gaming with me. The community regarding the game and around the game has been pretty overwhelmingly positive in my experience. Of course, there's haters online, but I've been having a great time. The stream's popping off lately. The dream team is growing, but in game too, I've been able to make some good friends playing with random people and just communicating in a positive manner. I think the strategy behind the game is so fun to break down. I still have a ton to learn there, but really learning how to pair utility and to play as a team with different strats, creating playbooks is all stuff that's new to me. And although it's very overwhelming, the challenge is something that has brought a lot of joy into my life and provided a lot of purpose within the program, being that this is kind of our flagship game with Rocket League as sitting in a close second right now. But I was missing out so big on so many things like Plat Chat, a podcast I will listen to weekly now, and just I always look forward to it. All the esports pro matches. I've been getting into VCT at the tier 1 level, but I've also had the opportunity to work with professionals. And I'm not going to mention them by name because I haven't got that cleared, but that is incredible to be able to work with professionals, especially with the school team. Like who gets to do that? It's just been incredible. But more so than any of the rest of it that I was missing out on, I was missing out on the opportunity to be a part of the program that we've now developed. The communal aspect of it, it's like a family, and it really is. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm so happy that it's happened. I just can't believe it took a game like Valorant to create the opportunity for us to come together in this way, and it's been fantastic. So shout out to all the current members, all the former members. You guys make the program and this game so much more than just a game, and I hope you all know that. So thank you all. I was missing out greatly on that aspect of my life, and it's something that means a lot to me. I by no means have the in-game experience, the game sense, or the ability to execute that I would consider satisfactory for my own goals, okay? But the most important step has been taken, and that's the first frickin' one, okay? I've started the climb. I've embraced the discomfort of putting myself out there to learn in front of a live audience, not only in front of the student athletes that I'm working with, but also on the live stream in front of who knows. The game is so fun, and yes, I've gotten absolutely stomped a fair share of times. I definitely am learning the hard way, right? We're making mistakes and we're being punished for them. But the game is invigorating a sense of life that I think is so important for a gamer, to really enjoy the challenge and have some goals set up. I can't say enough that if you haven't played this game, if you're looking for a game to get better at, to get involved with the community, join our Discord. Links in the description here, and we're trying to put together a great place for people to come together and play this game and some other games. So definitely feel free to join it. But if you haven't started playing Valorant yet, embrace the grind, embrace the challenge, and stop missing out like I was. I have humbled myself on many occasions, don't get me wrong. I am not where I want to be. And although this can rock the mental here and there, I'm excited to learn each day. And even after a session where, we're losing and stuff, yeah, I might step away a little bit disappointed, a little bit frustrated, but I always have stuff to learn. It's all about the purposeful play to me. I definitely want to model that to future participants in our program as well as the current ones. It's okay to need to get better. And if you're somebody that's looking for a community that's all about learning, growing, and helping each other, again, join the Discord, sub to the channel, get involved. I am grateful for the mistakes that I make, as they are opportunities to improve every single day. I make multiple mistakes, both as a player and as a person, but by using these as opportunities to reflect and grow, I am able to grow not only as a player, but as a better individual and make a stronger impact in our esports program as well as society. Learning Valorant has been more than just a game. It's a practice exercise in reflecting on mistakes, in making better decisions, in creating strategy and being competitive, and deriving wisdom from that experience, and to create a program culture that uses these values as program tradition and will pass them down far after I'm done with the program or any of the current participants are. So like I said at the start of the video, some people think that you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I'm here to tell you that you can, and you can even learn it yourself if you are the old dog. So if you want to join me, I'm going to be regularly streaming Valorant. Check out our stream schedule in the Discord. We posted as well. But this will show not only as I climb ranks, but also accumulate a stronger skill set based on game sense and mechanics. I'm going to combine this with my current ability to manage and influence people to be a better Valorant coach while still maintaining a significant focus on developing each member of our program. Our program is about more than just having a good team or having good players. We're trying to create a culture that strives for greatness, that wants to help others, and that stays true to their values, their morals as people. We always want to put being a good person before being a good player. With that being said, though, the world of esports is expanding super fast, and the growth is likely to be exponential, which is super exciting. So if you haven't started playing Valorant yet, I highly recommend you do so. I think the experience can be so valuable if you go about it with a positive mindset, which I think is super important. To embrace the challenge, work to meet positive people along the way. If you're somebody who loves gaming too and you want to give back to your community, see how you can get involved in coaching esports, in helping your local school start a program, things like that. A lot of kids are out there wanting to play in programs and just don't have an adult leader involved. So if you're trying to do something for your community and you have a passion for gaming, definitely an opportunity for you to be a difference maker and found a program. Please reach out if you're somebody who's trying to found a program. I'd love to help anyone who's trying to expand the industry, especially for the youth. So let me know your thoughts, guys. Give me your thoughts on Valorant. Give me your thoughts on esports programs at school, or even just embracing the grind of challenging learning curves. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments section, and I look forward to it. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.